Hi there. In this video, we'll be covering how much money can you make from publishing a book. You could make lots of money from publishing a book, but the key word is could. There's steps you also have to take to make that happen. By the end of this video, you will learn the importance of your effort and your offerings and your sales funnel in relation to your book, and why you need to write a book that resonates in order to get the maximum outcomes. And stay tuned until the end of the video for a free opportunity I really think you're going to enjoy. Let's dive in. There is so much opportunity that can come from book writing and book publishing. So many doors that can open, so many avenues that can be created. But the publishing part is so important. You know, you could write a great book but not publish it. You could write a bad book and publish it, and you're going to have diminished impacts. You really need to bring the book forward in order for it to be able to see its full reach. And that publishing process takes time. That publishing process is important. And it's important not to jump ahead and skip steps along the way. You know, a lot of times when people bring a book forward, they'll try to cut corners and, you know, kind of jump ahead. You know, they might jump through the editing process and say, I don't really need that. I'm going to jump ahead from editing. You know, I'm going to do a quick layout. You know, the design's fine. I'll make it in Canva. And maybe you can do great stuff in Canva, but maybe not, you know? Oh, I'm just gonna push it on Amazon and go from there. There's no launch, there's no lead up, there's no build up. It's just there, it's on Amazon, and they don't have the momentum behind the release. You know, the push to get this moving. This is all about flywheel. You know, and that flywheel doesn't need to necessarily have impact right away. You know, it's not about pushing it and then like 2 weeks later, like letting it go. This is about a long-term commitment in the future that you want to see for yourself. And by rushing things and by jumping ahead, you're going to really struggle. I think back to when I was a kid and I was 6 or 7 years old, and my parents gave me this aircraft carrier toy for Christmas. And my mom wanted to help me put the stickers on it, and I just wanted to do it myself. So I ended up doing it myself. It just didn't put them in the right place. Like, it was obvious. Like, I missed the boat on this one. And it was disappointing. Like, it wasn't as good as it could be. You know, if I'd waited and been patient and worked with people, my mom in this case, who knew better than I did, I would have had a better outcome. I think back to that regularly when I think about book writing and publishing, because a lot of times we get impatient and we just want to do things ourselves. But by doing it the right way, by following the right process, by working with professionals and the people who know better, you can put yourself in the better situation to have success. Ultimately, your success from the book is a reflection of what you put into it. You know, if you take the time, you put in the effort, you know, you have the different sales offerings, you have a robust sales funnel, you can take those readers and leads and turn them into clients and opportunities and engagements. You know, if you can use your book as a springboard to speaking engagements, for example, you could generate money off of the speaking engagements. You know, so there's so many different doors that can open for you, revenue creating doors from this book, but you need to make sure that they're all connected. You need to make it easier for the reader to be able to walk through those doors. You need to map out what that journey looks like for them to be able to cross through those doors and onto the other side. You know, the book is the opening of this opportunity for you to connect and engage and share your message with the world. And ultimately, you want to be able to continue that journey once the book is finished, once the reader is done with the book. You want them to take action. You want them to move forward, and you want them to continue this journey with you. If you can do that and you can write a book that resonates, you can drive six-figure revenue from this book in years to come. This isn't a quick thing. It's not a simple thing. It's going to take time. But over the course of time, you're going to find people who want to continue to engage with you, do business with you, book you for speaking engagements, and on and on and on. And those things can then create opportunities. It's not so much the book itself, it's the doors that it can open for you. It's the ideas it can generate. It's the connections that can come. It's the referrals that can be sent your way because of the book. This book is going to create so many different things for you if you spend the time to do it right. A lot of times when book authors think about having the biggest impact, they think about selling as many books as they can. Don't think about that. Don't worry about book sales. Don't worry about numbers. Don't worry about statistics. Worry about impact. Worry about the amount of impact you can have from every single book sold instead of thinking about volume and thinking about selling as many copies as you can. Selling as many copies as you can is all well and good, but if there's nothing beyond that, that's the end of the engagement. That's the end of the opportunity. You know, I've seen books that have sold a couple hundred copies generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue, had a big impact. I've also seen other books that had bigger readership have less impact because there was no call to action, there was no next step. There was no reason for the reader to engage beyond the book with the author. But again, the message I keep coming back to is the aircraft carrier story and working with professionals. You know, I've worked as a book ghostwriter for the past 6 years, and I've helped dozens of authors to finish their books and publish their stories and get their messages shared with the world. And it's so special to see the impact that they've been able to have. And the reality that a lot of times when they started working with me, they were completely lost. They had no idea what they were doing. This book space is very overwhelming and scary and challenging. And there's a lot of things to keep in mind when you're thinking about writing a book. Pairing yourself with professionals like ghostwriters, you know, who can actually help you along the way, who've done this themselves, who've been there, and can share those insights. It can make this so much easier, and it can fill you with so much confidence. You know, when you're an outsider and you don't understand the space, everything's scary because everything's new. You know, but once you work with people who've been there and done that, it makes it a lot easier. So seek out professionals when you're on this journey. When you're on this book journey, think about professionals, think about working with people who've been there and done that, and think about people who can guide you forward, guide you to success. You know, guide you past the struggles that most authors face that will overwhelm them and keep them from having successful book launches. If you want to learn more about how much money can you make from publishing a book, I definitely recommend that you head to my website, goodghostwriter.com. There you can book a one-on-one strategy call with me, and we can talk directly about your book, your challenges and struggles that you're facing, the opportunities on the opposite side of it, your sales goals and funnel, all of the things that are undermining your success or getting in your way. I'd love to make those things a little bit easier and simpler and just give you insights that are going to help you along. So head to my website, book a one-on-one call with me. Remember, a good book can change your life. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.